Hey, all right, good. Week 11, the last week, we are going to do a big review. So for those of you who have to come in and take the written test next week for certification, I'm going to go over the stuff that you're going to need to know. So you can go back. You can actually go back to the YouTube video, First Tee of Greater Charlotte YouTube video, and rewatch this, and you can write down all the things you need to know so you can pass that test. So this isn't just a one-time thing that you got to remember right now. You're going to have a little archive of it, so you can go back, take a look at it, but we'll review that here in just a little bit. Yeah, this is week 11, so we greatly appreciate all of you that have been tuning in all this time, taking advantage of this opportunity to learn more about your Eagle level, the things you need to know that you can go on to be an ace here before too long. Really big deal there, so please keep working towards that. And then, yeah, summertime. We're a couple weeks away, and we will be out there in the sunshine. We'll be back live and in living color, talking to everybody, seeing your smiling faces, and being ready to go. So we really, really, really look forward to that. So today, I'm going to talk a little bit about the golf swing, a little bit about a couple things you can be doing to help you play better, and then we're going to do a review, wrap it up, and we'll be done. So first things first. I'm not even going to do a warm-up today. You don't have to get up. You can stay there. Ella, don't move. Don't move. All right, here we go. Ping pong. And as I've told the other classes this week, I'm one of the world's worst ping pong players. I've missed the ball numerous times in this. But ping pong can help you play better golf, in my opinion. So a ping pong paddle can turn in all different ways, and that's based on how I turn my hand. So I can add more loft like a golf club. I can de-loft it. I can point it out to the right. I can point it to the left, or I can keep it relatively straight. All right, there. Okay, so if I'm straight, and this is the path that goes from the ball to my target, and I keep this, move it straight back and straight through, I should hit it pretty straight, right? That's pretty straight. But if I aim it out to the right, and I go straight down that line again, it goes over to the right. If I aim it to the left, it's going to go a little to the left. So you control the club face, you control where the club is going, and that controls where the ball goes. So it's really important that you understand that and you start to play with that. So if I take a golf club, I'm going to take the big plastic one here. So I've got the golf club. Well, that's the ping pong paddle. So I can turn it left, I can turn it right, I can add more loft, I can de-loft it, hit it different directions. So when you go out to play golf, when you go out to practice, I want you to start trying to make the ball go different ways. You don't have to necessarily kill it right now. We always want you trying to swing fast, but right now you can actually get out there and just try to practice hitting it left, hitting it right, hitting it high, hitting it low. So here on the little simulator here, when I go in to hit the golf ball, I want to make sure my the face of the golf club is facing a little more to the left when I swing. If it faces a little more left, where does the ball go? It hooks to the left. If I come in and I swing the club and the club face is pointed to the right, it's kind of a good thing to say that it should go out to the right. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But if I can practice hitting the ball left, right, try to hit one middle, obviously that's going to be the hardest of the shots. But I think the more that you can work on controlling your golf ball, controlling where it goes, the better you're going to go out and play. Because if you can have an idea of where you're going to hit the ball every time, that's pretty helpful. So instead of going out trying to make perfect golf swings, try to hit golf shots. Sounds relatively straight, 2 degrees right, not too far off, and I can hit one really low if I need to, so I lean the hand way forward. So this is going to come out a lot lower than that one. Not too bad there. And then we can also add loft to the club and hit one higher. So that last one was 13 degrees of a launch, and this is going to go, let's see, how high did this one go? Probably 28 to 30. Let's see. Oh, 27 degrees of launch. So basically, when I go through to hit a shot like that, lower this down a little bit. So what I'm trying to do is, if I'm trying to hit it higher, I'm going to have the shaft leaning backwards just a little bit. And I'm going to play it forward in my stance. If I want to hit it lower, I'm going to put it back in my stance, and I'm really going to lean the club forward at impact. That's going to de-loft it and make it go lower. I'm going to show you one quick thing here before we get into our review. When I get set up, good angle here, okay, so my left hand's on the club. You can see that my left hand's out here in front of my left leg. See the angle of the club here? When I bring my right hand in here, see how my hand is angled down that club? I don't want to be back here like this because that adds loft to it. So I'm going to get it set there. So when I swing back, I want to return it to that same kind of angle there. See how the handle is leaning forward? The handle here is in front of the club head. So when I hit the ball here, it's in front and goes through. That's going to hit the ball so much better. One of the things I really wish somebody would have taught me when I first started playing golf was to get that handle leaning forward at impact. It makes all the difference in the world, because if it's leaning backwards, kind of how I used to play golf way back when, it's very inconsistent, especially in the wind, and we want to be able to hit the ball as good as possible. So, core values, we're going to use all of them today. Everything we do in here up to this level, Eagle, you should know every one of those core values, how you're using them. Healthy habits of community, school, friends are very important for your level. So, golf knowledge, for the golf knowledge test. Remember, you can go back, watch this video again so you can write down all the things that you need to know for the test. An embedded ball that is in the general area. So the general area is anything that's not the tee box, anything that is not a penalty area, anything that is not a bunker, or the putting green is considered the general area. So if your ball is embedded, so it's stuck in the ground in the general area, you can lift it, clean it, and drop it as near as possible to the spot where it was embedded. So it can actually be in the rough now. It used to be it wasn't in the rough. It was only in closely mown areas. But now the general area allows you to do that. That's a big deal, especially when you're playing in tournaments. If a ball in play is moved, there is a penalty. So once you tee off, you've put the ball in play. Now, if you accidentally move the ball, there's a penalty involved. So just remember that. Out of bounds stakes. Now, you are not allowed to move out of bounds stakes to make a swing. It is what it is. It defines the boundaries of the golf course. You can never change the boundaries of the golf course. You can, however, move the penalty area stakes. So the red stakes or the yellow stakes, you can move if you need to make a swing or take a stance. Very, very, very important that you remember that. You cannot change the boundaries of the golf course. So the white stakes stay where they are. The red and yellow stakes you can move. They're within the boundaries of the golf course. If mud sticks to your ball, they call it a mud ball, and it can make the golf ball go all kinds of funky different ways. That's just tough luck. The only time that you can mark it, pick it up, clean it, is if you are getting a drop out of casual water or you're on the putting green. Okay, just make sure that you remember that. Just because you got a big glob of mud on the ball doesn't mean you're entitled to pick it up and clean it off in the middle of the fairway. Got to play it as it is. When we play a golf tournament, this is a question it's missed a lot on the test. A player's responsibility is the hole-by-hole reporting of their score. The correct hole-by-hole reporting of their score. The addition of all those holes, that is for the tournament committee to add up. It's not for you to add up, it's for the tournament committee to add up. So just make sure you write down the whole correct hole-by-hole score. The tournament committee can add that up. You can go through and add it up, but just make sure you're not making a mistake there. Okay. You can now play out of the penalty area and ground your club. It used to be you could not ground the club in a water hazard. Now you can. So just make sure you know that. That's on the test. Match play versus stroke play. We should all know this by now. We've covered it for the past few levels there, but we're going to go over it one more time. Match play is played by holes. So every hole you play is worth a point. Stroke play is total strokes. Whoever has the least amount of strokes through a round of golf or a tournament is the winner, chicken dinner. Now, match play is played by holes. So if I win the first hole, I win a point. So I'm one up. And that's how it's expressed. It's expressed as you start the match, we're even with 18 holes to play. After the first hole, if I win the first hole, I'm one up with 17 left to play. If I win the second hole, I'm two up with 16 left to play. If somebody else wins the third hole, I'm now back to one up with 15 left to play. So it's always all square, or how much you're up with how many holes are left to play. Very important that you understand that for the test, because that one gets missed a lot.